Brenda and Al, thank you for having this interview with me. I know that you guys are the co-directors of the massage school here at Black Hills, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, for my understanding, Black Hills, the massage school that is here, is like I think it's the only Adventist massage school in the whole country.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess you have a lot of people calling, or how is it?
Well, we get quite a few students, prospective students, that want to come to the program. Not just Adventists, but other Christians, and so it's exciting to hear what they want to do and how they want to change their lives and create a new career.
And how long does it take for someone to graduate here? How long is a course?
The program is 6.5 months, part of which is online, and the last 2.5 months are on campus.
Oh, great. So they don't need to be here the whole 6 months then.
No.
Is there any option, even if they want to be here the 6 months?
Well, not really, because we don't really have, because the housing for students is used for other purposes when the students aren't here. So we do have people who have skills that we need in another area, and they will come and work. Our maintenance guy right now is an example. Mm-hmm. He came here and worked maintenance for a year and a half before he went to massage school, and now he's finished with massage school. And although they'd like to keep him as both maintenance guy, he's looking to actually move on. But that's what our massage students do. They come, they graduate, they go into the ministry that they came here for to begin with.
One of the neat things for us is that a number of our graduates go to lifestyle centers to be able to practice there. And most massage facilities really don't always have licensed therapists. So that's something that we feel excited about, that we can help other lifestyle centers be able to advance their program.
Great. So this is not just like a massage school that is like just for a hobby. You're actually certifying people to be massage therapists?
Yeah, well, yes and no. We don't certify them. We have a program that's recognized by the state, and that means it's recognized across the U.S., and that students are eligible to take a national exam that's called the MBLEX. And when they pass that exam, then they apply to their state to get a license from that state.
Perfect, got it. Okay, awesome. So now, what did it take to have a massage school? Did you guys start the massage school here?
We did not. The massage school started in 1992. Then a few years later, they had a break in that time frame. And then in 2002 is when the school actually became recognized by the state of South Dakota. Many states, when they started, the states didn't require licensure. But now it's becoming that way over the country, throughout the country. Yeah, it's been exciting to see what's happened here. And in the state of South Dakota, we have 7 massage schools, and they're all of us are called state recognized. There's a movement around the country to have massage schools be accredited, and we've kind of pushed back on that because we feel uncomfortable about being accredited because of the requirements that we would have to deal with.
Interesting. So in the massage school, I guess because of the nature of Black Hills and the ministry that we all pursue, I guess it's just much more than just massage, right? What are the contents that you guys see?
Well, I'll just tell you quickly what the classes are. We teach anatomy, physiology, pathology, kinesiology, and then we teach a psych, a nutrition class, something that we call spiritual care or personal or self-care. Gives us an opportunity to teach biblical understanding, how to study your Bible. So there's that component, because we didn't want to just be a massage school. And then we also teach ethics, because although those classes, not the spiritual care, but those classes are all required by various states, we're able to put into them. So we teach a much broader nutrition than is required. When Al and I went to massage school, we had maybe one day of a nutrition class, maybe 4 or 5 hours, and we teach a 25-hour class of nutrition. So we base a lot of those teachings on Spirit of Prophecy. So that's really exciting that we are able to work that into our curriculum.
Awesome. So that's a call for everyone who's watching outside, because if you really want to learn massage, but at the same time you want to go further and have that extra on the biblical base, to counsel someone or help someone. This school is not just teaching you how to move your hands and where to apply it, right? So it's more holistic. So that's what I like. I think it's really awesome. So guys, how many students do you have regularly each program?
Well, it's anywhere from 6 to 10 students. It's great to have a smaller number. That way we can be more intensive with them and teach them more. Right now we have 7 students on campus, and they're in their third week, beginning their third week.
Just getting started.
They're just getting started.
Well, they're just getting started with the hands-on. They've already done all the online portion, and they actually will graduate in another 8 weeks.
Would the school will be ready if suddenly from 7 you go to like 20 students, like boom, boom?
Well, that would be a problem.
That would be a problem. I'll explain why that would be a problem. Number one, we have 5 tables in our classroom. So that really 5 times 2, that's really 10 students. But the biggest challenge is because students are only here for 10 or 11 weeks, they have to get 50 clinic hours. And so there's not enough tables and hours within that 11 weeks for 20 students to get 50 clinic hours. That's 1,000 hours. It just doesn't, the time frame doesn't work. When we were a fully on campus, come and live here for 6 months or 9 months kind of program, then they have that time length. The school could be bigger because they have that time length in order to do the clinic hours. But we try to run 2 programs a year. So overall, yes, we could have 20 students in a year, but not in the same class.
Well, yeah, that's smart because you have them online. Right. So while they're online, the other ones can be enhanced, and then it's like switch, right? Oh, yeah, that's cool. That's smart. So regarding now sustainability of the school, is the school being sustainable by the students just itself?
Well, I think, yeah, that's pretty much what we rely on. We have some very kind donors. That one in fact wanted to come to massage school here, but wasn't possible for him to be here. He went to another massage school, and he said, I just wished I'd been to Black Hills. Every other month, he sends us a check to support the program.
Nice.
But the way he's really supporting it is to help with students who might not be able to make their full tuition.
Oh,
the
nice.
program itself is fully supported by the number of students that we have. And that's really why, we know how many students we need to have to cover all of our expenses, and then everything else above that allows us to do even more. But so we don't take like 2 students because that wouldn't be sustainable.
There was a time years ago when we started the program with, I think, 3 or 4 students, and it really didn't work well. And so we now know that the numbers are really important.
There's like a little debate out there, respecting massage, sometimes even on health expos as well. How do you guys deal with like different genders doing some massage to one another? Like, for example, a man doing massage to a woman to a man, especially. How do you deal with that?
So in class, there is no cross-gender. So if we have, 2 or 3 guys, the guys are only working on the guys, the women are only working on the women. We have lots of draping and curtains between our tables so that it's modest for everyone. You're not changing in front of everybody. And that might seem really odd, but in many massage schools, they do. You're expected to work on whoever you have to work on, whether that's a male or female, or it doesn't matter. So here, we don't do any cross-gender in class itself, and we don't allow you to do any cross-gender with any staff or anybody that you see on a regular basis. Sometimes we have older students who don't have a problem doing cross-gender, and so in clinic, if someone will ask, they want a specific gender to give a massage, and we have a student who's comfortable with that, we allow that, but we don't require it. And that's kind of the difference of our school, because many schools, like I said, they just want you to, they're just going to tell you to work on whoever you have to work on. So, but we don't require that. So that allows people to have that privacy issue, that personal issue, where they don't have to give a full body massage to someone of the opposite gender, that if they're uncomfortable with that.
Yeah, maybe they can feel uncomfortable. Yeah.
You know, one of the areas that we teach, probably more than most massage schools, is chair massage. We go to various events, places in Rapid City. They love having us to go in there to do chair massage, and we can. In that kind of environment, we do cross-gender massage, and it's comfortable because it's in the open. There's no undressing or any of that nature, and it works quite well. But as Bren mentioned, we don't do it in clinic.
Since you guys are the only like Christian Adventist, holistic in a way, massage school here, have you had requests like on, hey, help us to open one or help us to teach, etc.? I'm curious about that.
Actually, we have had a request to teach on a short, maybe a 2-week or a month-long program. The biggest challenge is if they're in the other side of the world, it's an expensive situation to go there. And we'd love to do that, you know, but we have to wait and see how that might work.
Okay, so for someone who wants to start a massage school, what would be the advice?
If you're in the U.S., you need to check with your state. There's lots of regulations, and each state has their own regulations. They have a board. You need to check with that board. You need to find out what the requirements are for that school. And if you hope to have students from other states that come in, you need to know what you need in order for them to be able to get a state, because it's pointless for students to pay a lot of money to go to a massage school and then not be able to get a license in another state. Should they move or should they live in another state? So there's a lot of requirements and a lot of hoops that you have to jump through in order to be able to start a massage school. We're just very fortunate this was started back in the day when it wasn't so difficult in a state that didn't have a lot of requirements, and we're holding on to that. In fact, God has blessed us with putting Al on the massage board, and he's able to sort of hold back changes that some people might be trying to make. So God has definitely had his hand in that.
Amen. Oh, what's your advice?
Well, you know, I think you really need to look at what facilities you have, what the goal is. In other words, there's a lot of schools, or not schools, but ministries that do chair massage. And chair massage can be done with a chair up against the table. And that's kind of an entry level type of massage. But for you know, third world countries, it could be a wonderful way to teach the benefit of touch. And you know, Christ healed so many people through touch, and we kind of try to emphasize that. But touching people appropriately is a really special thing. Starting a new school, like Brenda said, it's not just easy. You have to go through the hoops. In South Dakota, where we are, we can't start another school right now because of the legislative decision that's been made several years ago. They may do that in the future. The problem with that for us is then they can change other issues that might come about. And there's a lot of massage schools now that want to use teach Reiki and other. Yeah.
Like the Satan's new start.
It is, and it's a huge issue, and we deal with it every day. Another big issue is trafficking, and there are many states now where there are people who have actually, I don't know how to put it, they've gotten licenses, but they weren't trained. And so that at the state level, that's what we're working with as well.
Great advices. Now, if someone who's watching wants to come and see how the school works, can they come?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yes.
We'd love to have them.
But they need to check to make sure that we're actually that we're in session here when they come, because we're not full. You know?
Yeah, I know. You have the online, and then
we
they
have
come.
the
So,
online, and
of
then
course,
the
get in touch with them first before coming.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah.
we let people. Interestingly enough, not too many people have taken us up on it, but we have invited people to come online and join a class to see how that class works. If they just want to get the feel for how it goes, and how that Zoom, that's a Zoom thing. So we're happy to have people to see how, and if they want some advice, we don't have much, but we're happy to tell them what we know.
Yeah, great.
It's interesting, which I think is wonderful. We get students from all over the country. So when we're on Zoom, there might be a student in California, there might be someone in Massachusetts or in Alabama, and it's been a really neat experience, because it's not just limited to where we are to take massage. It can be anywhere in the U.S.
We actually had somebody from New Zealand.
Had an interest, from New Zealand. We've had students from
Japan,
Okinawa.
Oh, cool.
And the neat thing now is, because you only have to be here for 11 weeks, is you can actually come on a visitor visa now.
You're right.
Because you got a 3-month visitor visa, right? And you can do the other part online in your home country, where before, when it was a 6-month program, people could only come for part of the program, right, on a visitor visa. So we're pretty excited that this has really opened up an opportunity worldwide for people to take it if they want to.
Great.
I got an email a couple of months ago from a gentleman in Kenya, and there the biggest challenge is we could have made it work, online, but the cost to a person living in that country compared to the cost that we can handle here, that's the biggest challenge. So if there's anybody out there that knows somebody who would like to learn to be a massage therapist who is in maybe a developing nation, we'd be happy to accept donations to help people to come from that country to be a therapist.
Cool. Awesome. Now I just had a last question now, because of curiosity. Do you know if to teach how to do massage, do you need to have to be certified as an instructor, or any massage therapist that has its certificate on its state can teach?
Yeah, all of our students are massage therapists. That's the minimal requirement.
All of your teachers?
All of our teachers, sure. But if they're not a licensed massage therapist, if they're degreed or trained in let's say pathology or
Kinesiology. Or something.
Yeah, exactly. So we've been blessed to have really good instructors that we have on board.
There are some states that require you to have been a massage therapist for a certain length of time before you're allowed to teach. But the non-hands-on classes, they don't have to be a massage therapist. They just have to be an expert in that particular field.
Okay, cool. Great. Thank you for the interview. It was great. I think it opened the mind of many who are hearing, and maybe they're wanting to start a massage school, maybe here in the States, maybe in South America, maybe in Southeast Asia. We don't know. Maybe the 1040 window, where it's much needed to go there and reach the unreached. If you want to know more about Black Hills School of Massage, or you want to go visit them, check the links in the description below. Like the video, share it with others, and subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you can get notified of our latest content. Remember that at OCI, we're all about helping ministries thrive. So check the links in the description below. If you want to start a ministry, or you already have one, maybe you want to become an OCI member. Well, see you on the next video.